I'm currently trying to promote my music. Um, when I'm promoting music, it just wasn't commercially successful as an independent artist. My biggest regret, I should have learned years ago. I wish I could have learned about business. I wish I could have learned about the business side of music. I just didn't know what to do. I just didn't have the knowledge, I didn't have that knowledge to learn business, promote your album, or make money. I just didn't know what to do, man. The only thing I was focusing on was talent, and that was it. You know, my biggest regret in music is struggling with social anxiety a lot. I was currently struggling with social anxiety a lot in my career. The reason, how social anxiety is always the problem, how most rappers are not confident to build connections with people. It's very hard. For me at 25 years old, I wish I was confident. I wish I was, you know, had free will. I wish I could have, find ways to be successful in music. I don't know. It was hard. There's some things I would like to talk about. I would like to talk about my upbringing. I had a I have a very terrible childhood. I have a difficult childhood. I have a difficult lifestyle. Sometimes I feel different to everybody in the world. Sometimes I feel like people wouldn't care if I live or die. I don't know. So many negative thoughts happening right now in my head. I just need to let it out. Um, Me and my family never got along. I cut my family out of my life because I just couldn't deal with all this bullshit drama happening every day. Me and my mother used to have a huge arguments happening in the house. We were so many fights going on. The arguments was getting out of hand. Most became physical. Majority of it was we use words. Um, I have a terrible I have a terrible life. I really don't know. I don't know what else there's more to say. I cut family out of my life because they didn't believe in me. They were basically trying to stop me from achieving my goals. They were always stopping me from living an independent lifestyle. It's tragic. I cut them out of my life. Haven't spoke to them for like 5 years. I just hate thinking about. I just hated thinking about this. But the only problem was I cut family out of my life. And when I was posting my videos on YouTube, my mother was always stalking my YouTube page and she was always commenting on my shit. So I deleted her comments and I blocked her username on YouTube. I blocked her channel, but I don't think YouTube can allow us to, when you block someone, they can still see our YouTube channel. It's just it's disgusting, having to the person who was ruining your life comes back into my comments and starts commenting on my shit, putting pressure on me, putting me off, stopping me from doing what I love doing the most, being independent. That's the reason why I cut family out of my life. Just too many toxic people in the family. They were not, majority of the family members, I cut them out of my life. They were not supporting me at all. So I cut them out of my life. They were so obsessed with me. So I had enough of the shit. I left and started focusing more on my music career. Yeah. But until then, I just felt when you're independent, it gets even more difficult. But I wish I could have had a positive influence in my life. I wish I could have had a positive person who became the voice of reason in my family. But there was nobody. So I have a difficult childhood. When you're living in a dysfunctional family surrounded by violence, when you're surrounded by betrayal, family feuds, that destroys your life as you get older. That's why majority of my rap music, I wanted to rap about real shit. I wanted to make some deep music, meaningful music, and I just wanted to let everybody know that I wanted to take my music seriously. I take my rap music seriously. Whenever I make music, I'm passionate about it. So it's just that my social anxiety always keeps ruining my music career. Struggling to find a fan base and shit. Struggling to find a fan base, struggling to find the fans, or list goes on. I wasn't really into focusing on that. I was mostly focused on making money and making my music come to life. Do I have any regrets about cutting family out of my life? I have no regrets. But the only regret was I wish I could have learned more about music 6-7 years ago. But yeah, life's a bitch, ain't it? Life's a bitch.